dropping knowledge on GRAMBO grows, talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing but good vibes up in here. We blaze the ganja, keep it fire. GRAMBO grows, burning desire. Learn about cultivation, step by step, new kids. Rock out the negativity. Cannabis vibes on it. GRAMBO grows, vibes up here. Grow, vibe with unite.
There is a thing I like to call the can apocalypse. What is the can apocalypse? What isn't the can apocalypse? Guys, we got to talk about growing. We got to talk about smoking. We got to talk about what's legal, what's not. We live in a time where things that were absolutely insanely illegal go to jail. You're going all the way, buddy. It's over. Those things are fine. And things that we didn't ever think about, dust in the wind, are all of a sudden taking our beloved members of our community down. We got so much to talk about. Guys, I am excited to talk with you guys. It is a double header for me on the cannabis seed topic. I was researching that, and I got a little aggravated this weekend. And I was a little bit late today. Thank you guys, everyone in chat. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Sorry about being late there, guys. Welcome to the Late Night Smoke. My name is Josh GRAMBO. This is the last chance on Sunday nights for all things grow and smoking and token. And Sam has a question. Are we live? Goddamn right. We are live. Hells yeah. So guys, it's been chaotic. So I was a little bit late today. It was my baby's birthday. She's turning 7, and we went to Chuck E. Cheese. I didn't even know Chuck E. Cheese was a thing. I don't know if Chuck E. Cheese knows that it's a thing. What a different world. I grew up, in the late 80s, early 90s. We would always go to those places, and it was like, it was dark. I remember it being dark. It was like a kid's bar, everyone be like shuffling around with tokens and everything. And it was dark, and there was weird, creepy, you guys know the animatronic robots, thank you, default behavior. And so we take her there, and boy, oh boy, from 5 and 6 to 7 years old, she's a little lady. So she's entertaining her friends, having a great old time, and she didn't need dad. And, it bummed me out. It shouldn't have, but I was just like, oh, I want a hug. It's like, she's going to hug me in front of all of her friends. Get out of here, GRAMBO. What are you talking about? So I was a little bit late. Thank all of you for reaching out. LJ Jones, default behavior, Chunky Nugs. All the crew reached out, make sure that I was okay and coming in. If I was going to miss an episode, it was going to be this one. Things were shenanigans, but no, I got to hang out with the GRAMBO. What do we got here? We got Tall Boy. Guys, so this is the GRAMBO Grow Show. We do a live stream every single Sunday, and I'm trying to put out weekly, if not every other week, content, highly edited, highly produced content. And yeah, if you guys want to subscribe, I recommend you guys do that. But if you want to click that join button, we have the GramBorg. It is a member of elite dirty stoners. What do we call it? What are the GramBorg? Put it in chat. How would you describe the GramBorg? You guys know how to describe the captain of the GramBorg. Myself, I'm a dirty old man, but I'm still pretty young. And what's the GramBorg like? They're a bunch of we're the kids in the back of the class. You guys, the kids who like drink Mad Dog 2020 and go to pre-algebra and light fireworks. That's us, baby. So thank you, Tall Boy, for the 10 gift subs. And I know that you wish me very well with my daughter and on her birthday. And I know that it would be in your heart. So I love you, buddy. Shout out to Tall Boy and Mrs. Tall Woman. Tall Boy Woman. Mrs. Tall Boy. Tall One. So guys, I dropped a video today. And we're talking about the cannabis seed ban that's coming up. This is everyone had kind of known that the government accidentally legalized weed this a couple of years ago. I thought it was last year. This year it was a few years ago in the Farm Bill, and they didn't understand the difference between THCA and Delta 9 THC. So when they put the Farm Bill out a few years back, they wanted to get hemp pushed through, and in order to do that, they don't know what they're doing. in the video, if you guys watch the video, I recommend, if you haven't seen it, make sure you give it a click. It's worth it's a little 10-minute watch. It's worth the watch after this video. And I just mentioned, I was like, did you guys know we have a lot of dumb people working in our federal government? We're ruled by dummies. Shocking statement, right? Well, this group of people accidentally legalized weed. And then when they went to correct that by getting rid of the THC, they didn't understand THCA, Delta 9. You'd think that's the thing. Like, everyone in chat understands that. How does I don't know. You think they'd call an expert. I don't know what's going on. But while they decided to wrap up that loophole, and hey, look, we get it. THCA, that's just weed that hasn't been heated yet. So I get that they would try to remove that loophole. That would make sense. It's a bummer, but it makes sense. When they did that, they decided to take something that has been 100% legal. I don't know about other governments, but at least in Western democracies for the last several hundred years, these things have been legal forever. And that is the seeds of the cannabis. There's 0 THC in it. And in the video, you'll see one of my main talking points of the video is that it's more than just cannabis that gets me about this. It's that this is a bout of pre-crime. Whenever sci-fi movie plots start to become real, it's always a time to take an eye. Like, there's all this AI over here and robotics, and you go, Terminator, huh? That's weird. It's like, we should someone, so whenever sci-fi starts becoming real, we got to take a moment to talk about it. And in the movie Minority Report, they have pre-crime. They have people who get arrested for crimes they have not committed, but assuredly will in the future. And we're doing that. Seeds are 100% legal, but they might turn into a cannabis plant. And that's enough for them to be gone. The precedent that opens up, I don't even know how. That's a conversation we have to have with ICANN THC. What is the legal precedent that pre-crime opens up? But guys, 2026, welcome to Minority Report. I'm your host, Tom Cruise, but bald and less crazy, probably. That's up for debate. So guys, I'm stoked for this one. I'm scattered left, right, and center. I just came from a 12 7-year-old girls at Chuck E. Cheese, and their parents just dropped them off. Isn't that weird? Maybe I'm a helicopter parent. She's like, cool if I drop them off? Like, I guess I would tell these girls, I was like, hey, I'm Josh, I'm her dada, and if you need anything, you come talk to me. And so I was parenting 12 girls all day. I am burnt the hell out. And I am stoked. And my guest tonight, he is one of the players in the game. He has skin in this game. I reached out. I wasn't able to procure a guest. And with 20 minutes before we started, he figured it out, conquered audio problems. The man is a legend in the game. I know people always hate when I compliment them, but I don't dish out compliments all that often. So when I tell a guy like Scotty Real, his stuff really works. I tell a guy like Adam Dunn, you're an OG in the game. And when I tell a guy like Rasta Jeff, you have put in the hours and really helped build the community that I really love being a part of now, and really respect the guys who were there. Shout out to the Danny Dankos, the Vader OGs, the Dude Grow Show, the John Doe Radio Show. Shout out to Bike and Tim, all these guys that built the community. And this guy, I don't think he gets enough credit for being one of the ones that was there in the very, very beginning, back in the 2014, 15, 16 era. If you were streaming the cannabis content pre-COVID, you're an OG. So you guys know who it is. It is the man who is always Irie. You might see him with the skanks. You might see him with the Irie crowd. He goes wherever he's needed, baby. You know who I'm talking about. It's the man. I don't know. Do you have a plan? This is the thing. Do any of us have a plan, Jeff?
There's no plan at this point, bro. There is no plan.
There's no plan.
No plan. We just ride it. There's a wave coming, and we're gonna ride it, bro.
Pre-crime, bro. What do you think about pre-crime? Is this going to does precedent mean anything? Can the government just do this now? Can they just decide you might have a baby who becomes a criminal. So don't fuck. It's illegal.
That's what they're doing to my seeds, right? These might grow into something great, and you cannot ship these. You might make something out. You might do something with these. Maybe.
That metaphor is so perfect that I actually couldn't tell if you were talking about your seed, or your seed.
Both of them, bro. Both of them. Yeah, my seed is very dangerous. My seed is
Yeah,
potent
very.
and dangerous. Yes.
If you fertilize some Rasta Jeff seed, let's just say your eyes are gonna roll back. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, happy birthday to your little one, man. I'm glad you were able to. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
they
Thank you.
I'm glad they fudged the rules and let you around that many children at one time. That was good of the powers that be.
I always say, I wish I had like a little button, like an official, like you had to apply for it from the government. It says, I'm a dad, not a creep. You
Oh yeah,
know,
yeah.
because like
Oh, dude, yeah.
as a
I had a
girl
kid.
dad,
Well, I have
I
one.
fucking, I am just like, I just love their little craziness, and they're all their silly little voices and everything. And I love, like, she even had boys at her party. I was impressed. I was like, you have
Oh,
a male friend? Look at you. It's a new era, Jeff. So thank you, my
yeah.
friend. I know you're another girl dad. So and shout out to
Yes. Dude,
Chonky. Shout out to
mine's 23, bro. So that's a totally different story at this
uh,
point.
you you and Scotty, man. I was saying I will hang out with Little Real. I was talking with Mrs. Real the other night. And he's like, man, sometimes I'll just look at Little Real and I go, so that's what my daughter's got. Scott's got all pictures of her when she was a baby, and it's like, oh, my little peanut baby's gonna be a grown woman. What the
Yeah,
hell?
bro.
In stand up, sometimes I have a joke about it, and I would just open up. I go, yeah, my kid's graduation date is the year 2037, and every night the crowd would go. Oh, they would gasp every night. The crowd would gasp. I do it night in, night out. We all instinctively know, like 2037,
Yeah.
that's not going to be a good year for us, right?
That might not be a year.
Mm.
So you were about to give
Yeah.
people. Don't let me interrupt you, bro. You were shouting out Chonky and some other people. I want to get you back on the shout outs because they
I
deserve it.
mean, shout out to all the girl dads. If anyone saw the stream on Father's Day, I can't be talking about fatherhood too much. It gets me a little bit misty eyed. I love it so much. It's actually on the final note that I'll say on parenting. It was I never wanted kids, hardcore, right? Like, no, I don't want to be. I'm a rebel. I'm a comedian. I travel the world. I don't want that. Hardcore didn't want it, and then one slip past the goalie, as it were, and then it happened, and then we get 2, 3, 4 years into it. And I go, not only am I wanting to be a dad, I was born to be this is like the thing that makes me the
Yeah,
most
dude.
happy
Yeah.
on earth. Then I'm left with the question, what else do I hate that I'm actually literally born to do and would change my life forever? So I invite everybody out there, look into your heart, and don't hold yourself to your rules that you had in high school. You know what I mean? Like, Scotty offered me broccoli. He's like, you want that? And I go, I decided when I was 5, I didn't like broccoli. And now I'm 40 and I'm still like rolling that. Like, when do we stop letting us as
Too deep,
children
Grambo.
dictate who we are as adults, Jeff?
That's Sunday night at 9 o'clock, buddy. It's way too deep for this. You're gonna hurt somebody.
Bro, these shows, they go left, right, and center. And
I
I
love
had
it.
a very
I love it.
introspective day today.
I can tell, bro. I can tell. I can tell. You came in fired up talking about seeds, and now we're talking about 7-year-old girls.
Well, technically, we're still talking about seed. We're still talking about fertilization. This is the thing about all this. It's all
my
a fractal.
F1,
It's
my
all.
F1. Hey, can we dab on
I'll
here?
have to
Is
put.
YouTube cool with us dabbing here?
Yeah,
All right,
bro, it
we're
is
gonna do that.
whatever.
Show me, gang.
There's nothing but good vibes up in
Press
here.
the button.
It's weird because, like, I study this stuff. I dig deep into the analytics. I freak people out sometimes. I freaked I Can't THC out because I was like, hey, you changed your title of that one video twice within an hour. What was the? He's like, how did you know that? It's like, oh, I have software that tracks all of you, and I know when you do everything.
You are
You
creepy,
know?
dude. I'm gonna start posting episodes just to troll you now.
I'm telling you, bro, it's crazy. The data out there. You can get good at things. I remember I got good at poker by learning from smart people, and I got good at growing weed by listening to smart people, and now I'm
Sure
getting
thing.
good at creating media by listening to smart people. It's the key. If smart people tell you something, sometimes people say, "No, I know better," and I've just gotten old enough where smart people tell me stuff. All right, let me listen. It's the damnedest thing.
Dude, I still learn how to grow weed every day. I've been doing it since since when dirt was invented, bro. I had some of the first seeds ever. And I'm just kidding, but I've been growing weed and I still learn new shit every day. And the technology changes every day. We have new shit to learn. So yeah, man, keep learning. I've been at it forever. We'll never stop
And
learning.
so remind us,
Music,
how
especially.
is it that you like to grow with your seeds? What's your preferred method? When you pop a
Ooh.
seed, what are you putting it into?
To pop it, I do the paper towel test. Sometimes I'll float them, throw them in a shot glass with water for 12 to 24 hours. Then I fold up a paper towel and wet the paper towel and put them right in there. Nothing too complicated, dude. Keep them warm and wet. Sometimes I put them on top of the refrigerator. That's the perfect warmth, right on
Ah,
top of the fridge. It just
yeah.
keeps them
That's
warm.
an old school
Sometimes
move.
put them in a baggie to keep the moisture in there. Just seal that moisture inside that baggie, and then throw them up on the fridge. They'll start to sprout. As soon as they sprout, I put them into. Honestly, I'm not too picky about the dirt that I buy. Whatever they got at the store, because during COVID, I had to get whatever they had. So I learned to just work with what I can get. Probably some Fox Farms. Unfortunately, it's available. Put it in a little fork, poke my finger in there to about knuckle deep, and then drop the seed in there. And I don't even. I just kind of brush dirt over it, and then I spray it with a water bottle to water it. Because if I pour water in, I'm going to jostle that seed around. So I just spray it and get it as wet as I need. Keep it wet,
Mm.
put it under a light, and watch for it to pop up. That's basically it. That dab's fucking my lungs up, but I can still breathe. I promise.
You are a champion, my friend. I'm an OG, and I love me some dabbage, bro. You take hot, massive dabs and can still
Uh,
talk. That's one of
I've
the.
been practicing. I've been practicing for a minute. Yeah.
Yes. Well, see, I've been practicing, and it's like I'm getting carpal tunnel. I'm getting the carpal tunnel of the lung, bro. It's like you ever just swim too deep in like a lake or something, and then like you're
Oh
swimming
yeah.
up, and you realize I'm running out of air, and
I
it's
gotta
like far.
get
I
there.
get from dabbing. Sometimes I'll be like, I'm coughing so hard, I'm just like,
Oh
like
wow. Yeah. Don't
why
do
do I
that to
do this?
yourself.
Why do I
Don't
do
don't do
this to
that.
myself?
Yeah, if I weren't in Colorado, I don't know if I could do it. When I go to allegedly, if I go to other places and take dabs, like we'll say maybe if I took a dab in Louisiana, in New Orleans, where it's super swampy and humid, uh, I blew out a dab and I went to get air, like, there was no air. It was just moisture went into my lungs. That felt shitty because all the humidity there. But here
Wow.
in Colorado, it's so dry that I get a
Hmm.
lot of air, which doesn't make sense because it's thinner air here. But the water makes it easier, or the lack of water makes it easier for me to breathe.
That's
As I'm over here
interesting. I
struggling like
love
a fucking guppy.
it's always those things like I love the counterintuitive nature of life. Like the reason I always say love the reason that like a lot of lies propagate in this world is because they just sound true. Just sounds like
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Like if I'm like, Ross Jeff was once arrested for 3 felonies in the state of Missouri at a truck stop. Be like, whoa, he said that fast, and it sounds like it might be true. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then all of a sudden it's
yeah.
out there. Whereas if I was like, I mean, the Earth, like, it might rotate the sun. Now no one believes me. But, it's
Right.
confidence.
And then as
It
soon as
breaks
you
the.
say it, one guy in the chat's gonna add a reason why, and then another person's gonna add who I was with, and then there's gonna be a whole, and then fucking somebody
I
else is gonna
saw.
hear that story, and then they're gonna add like where I was headed or where I was coming from. Like it all
I
so
saw
many.
he was with Night Owl. I saw
Yep. Yeah. Yep. It was Ross and Jeff and Daz from Night Owl. They had 3 pounds of weed, and Ross and Jeff punched that dude, and they broke out.
it. My man. So what? It's funny when I hear you talking about seeds. It's like it reminds me once again, like parenthood. We're going to see a theme here tonight of
Yes, our
parenthood,
seed is
genetic
our seed. I
things,
get you, buddy.
and how it's like someone on their second or third kid who's like gone through the ringer, and they're not following around like a helicopter anymore. There's the new age of these hardcore internet led like growers who really are science based, and it's heresy that you might pop a seed inside of a paper towel, bro. Your root hairs are developing, and
Oh
there's
yeah,
glue
yeah.
inside the paper towel, and it's going to get it. And you go, man, I mean, technically, right? I
Right.
see that you're right, but practically, I think you're wrong.
It works. I used to drink out of the hose, bro. Like I used to
Why?
drink. I'm from that
I
generation.
mean,
Turn it
from what
on, let
I've
it
heard,
run
you're
for a couple
still
minutes,
drinking
get
out
the
them
hot water
hoses,
out. But you
Ross
got to
the
rip
Jeff
it with the
still
shreds occasionally. But no, turn
still
on the
drinking.
hose, let it get cool, and hit it right out of the hose, man. I'm from that generation. Might not even be my house. I might just be riding my bike and see a hose, like I'm thirsty, and pull up to the neighbor's house and crank out a drink and turn it off and keep riding. Yeah,
Mm,
I'm not too worried
it's
about the
it's
bleach in the
great.
paper towel.
What
And
do you so what do you think of like the seed like I sure I'm already know the answer to this, but there's so much products with the seed crackers. There's the seed holders, seed crackers, seed split. There's every variation, of course, and represent everyone. Go try to make your money. What do you think? Is there validity to it? I
uh,
popped seeds maybe a dozen times in my whole life. So
a
I
roll of paper towels is like what, $8? That's all I use. Like a shot glass with water in it and a roll of paper towels. I don't use any
So you would like
product.
you'd wet a paper towel, seeds into a plastic bag, or you'd let them float in a glass, then transition
Uh,
them.
let them float in the shot glass for a little bit, then essentially take that same water and pour it over the paper towel to get the paper towel wet, and then lay the seeds out in there and just fold it up inside. Let the extra water run off. You don't want it like dripping wet. You just want it moist. Then fold that up and stick it into a Ziploc baggie. And then put that Ziploc baggie up on top of my refrigerator for about 24 hours, and then go check on it. And I probably got little tiny. They look like little sperms at this point, little tails popping out, just about ready to be popped. I don't let the tails get too long because then you fuck them up. Pot them when they're short, and they'll grow. They'll be great. Point them to where that tail is going down and the seed's pointing up. Give the soil plenty of moisture, and that seed will climb right up on out of there. When it starts to pop open,
It's
if your shell gets stuck on one, if you got a helmet on one of your leaves, use a spray bottle, mist it, and moisten that seed shell, and then just pull it off with a pair of tweezers. But wet it up real good first; it'll slide right off.
wet it up. Really? What's the is and
Yes.
that's it's like a lubrication thing, or it hydrates
Yeah.
the cells,
It
or
just makes it stick less. Anything a little moisture makes anything stick less. Just
all
helps it come
right.
right off of there. Yeah.
That's a good tip because yeah, I had
Don't
it happen
panic.
once, and I got like an X-Acto knife out, and I was trying to like flick at it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, just spray it with the bottle and hit it with tweezers, and it'll come right off. Pro
Alright.
tips.
That's
Shout out to High Nate
that's it.
420.
Hell yeah. No, this is the thing that I always am I keep going deeper and deeper. Hanging out with the Jug Dealers guys. Scotty keeps wanting to go
Yeah.
deeper. We're talking about PPFD, we're talking about chloroplasts. And every
Okay.
now and then someone will be like, they're in chat. And I go, Grandma, I just started my second grow. I go, you're in chat every week. I assumed you're like 12-year grow, 15 years, been in the
Yeah,
legacy
veteran.
market, used to grow for the Hells Angels. No, a lot of these folks are new. And I go, maybe it's great that we go back and kind of start the beginning sometimes,
Yeah, everybody needs the rudiments. Everybody needs that basic shit. When you do karate class, bro, they sneak in teaching you the basics every class. The black belt class, the white belt class, it all starts with this shit every class. So, yeah, you got to go to the
Yes.
rudiments.
No,
You can't play jazz, you can't rock and roll,
there's
buddy.
no way. If Sean Similia, you're on your third grow, you're breaking my reality. I don't believe it. This is a guy he's in chat every day. He's
Every
on Drug
day,
Dealers. He's on Dude Grows.
I built a good foundation. Some people they'll buy a clone and they'll be like, now what do I do? I'm like, well, you should have had soil and some pots and a light and probably a fan and some nutrients, but we'll get you there now. So this guy did it right, man. He didn't buy the horse and then a cart or however that shit goes.
It's the thing that as I learn more about society, the more that my heart softens to the opposition of my mind. I learned this thing in mathematics. Like if there's let's say we go to a carnival, right? There's 1,000 people at a carnival. We got this giant jar in the middle of the carnival. It's got tens of thousands, it's like 10 feet tall, full of jelly beans. And we have every single person cast a vote, right? If you take every single vote, add them together and average them, it's a power law. It is statistically, it is true that if you average everyone's guess, it will be closer than any one person's guess. That is a statistical power law, and it just always works that way. And when I hear that, I go, that means that like everybody's important. It means that if no matter how much we disagree and how much we hate each other, we literally require, if we all of a sudden we lost a big portion of people casting those votes of a certain demographic, let's say the low ballers, all of a sudden the people, the 0 through 100 people all get taken out. There's 10,000 in there. There's not 100. You're just being a jerk. Get out of here. We need that jerk because some other guy wrote 10 million and he's being a jerk. And we need those guys to, it all finds its balance. And I go, I guess everyone's important and we should probably like respect them, right? And then I'm the asshole.
Have you been hanging out with Tanasi? These sounds like some things you would
Yes and no.
experience when you hang out with Tanasi a little too much, bro. I like it.
And that man's lived a life. So shout out to
dude,
Tanasi
yes.
out there.
Yeah. Shout out to Tanasi. Big shout out to Ian also.
So as we go, we would be remiss if we didn't mention as we're talking about the seed ban and everything that the I would say the first real shot, we deal with YouTube, we deal with Instagram. I think we're all kind of used to that. The first real shot across the bow in this cannabis seed thing has officially hit, and it is Chad Westport. not his Instagram, not his YouTube channel, but his website from his internet provider. They took him down, and I don't have any word on this. The Instagram post, I don't know if Jeff, you have any more information, but I think that is that's the first shot across the bow that I've seen where I go, oh, gone. Like, so it's
Yeah, that
real.
one's scary.
Fuck.
Yeah, we all think that so Instagram can censor us. That's cool. That's their website. But that website I pay for, that I bought that space, that's mine. And Chad does the same thing. I'm sure he pays a company to have a website. The company that he said it was, I'm not surprised that happened. They've got a very strong terms of service policy or whatever they call it. I went with a different what is it, a hosting service. I went with a different hoster for the exact reason, but his hosting service took down his website. We think we can do what we want on our website because it's not, we own that. That's mine. Like, I censor that. That's up to my my
And he still
guideline.
owns his URL, I'm sure.
Yes, yes. But
Yes.
the host says you can't put that on our server, which is why that makes me worried because I've got two websites on the same server, and if they decide one day that one of those things doesn't fly, then that's my livelihood. Which we'll talk about the seed
One of
ban
those-
more because that's my damn livelihood.
One of those we got right here. We got Irie Genetics. We don't say the post fixes. You all
Yes.
know what websites are, and you type in words. So if I said that you went to extract seller and some letters, and you go to menu / extract seller and type it. You'll figure that out. You type in Irie Genetics, you're gonna figure that out. You go to Irie Direct. You can figure that out. So this is how I try to keep myself safe. It's just those letters. There's certain things get you. So
that's what I've been doing on my
definitely
show.
hit up Chunky Nugs is always great about that. If you guys need any information on anything Jeff or I talk about, he'll always be hooking it up out there. So yes, it's funny. I was out in the world and I was talking about how like I didn't like certain strains, and somehow I was like listing off like just random stuff. I was like, oh, these like I don't like these hazes, I don't like this stuff. And then the universal coincidence, someone's like, you know what you would love is this strain Dark Hollow. And I go, that's crazy that you'd say that. I happen to be friends with a guy who made that, and he told me of all his gear because you use those piney males. And you're like,
Yep.
Grandma, the Dark Hollow, it's legit. If someone
for you,
wanted to
buddy.
get something gassy, what makes something like that when you're doing breeding? Because like again, how do we get seeds in my video? I was like, how do we get seeds? And then my stoner character is like, from the seed stork. I was like, no, dummy, shut up. And it's like, so it's not the seed stork. The cannabis stork doesn't drop off your babies. It comes from seeds and breeders like Rasta Jeff. I'm curious about that. How do you go about? Are you just kind of like taking your best guesses as an you've been in the game doing this plants and everything so long? Is it easy? Like if I took lemon and I took strawberry, I intuitively I kind of know what this is going to be like. Is it throw you a lot of curveballs? Are you ever shocked you'll put something together and you kind of think, this is where it's going to go, and it just like off the reservation?
There's definitely some shocking stuff. One time I took a lemon OG plant and reversed it and put that pollen on a bunch of stuff. That lemon OG was fire. Every time I smoked it, I would just get heavy-eyed. I was like, yeah, this is great. Everything else I bred it to was my favorite shit. So I reversed the lemon OG, pollinated a bunch of stuff, grew out a bunch of the seeds, did everything like we normally would. We rolled it up, we smoked it, and everybody in the room was like, yeah, it tastes real good. It tastes real good. Lit another joint, passed it around. Everyone's like, it tastes real good. And we all noticed like nobody's high at all. Like everyone's eyes are just bright white. The room is cloudy, bro. It smells like lemons and funk in here, but everyone's like, hey, did anybody bring any good weed to smoke? Because we're all just straight sober. Everything from that reversed lemon OG reversal, none of the weed was any good. To us back then. Now, that was allegedly 20-something years ago, probably 20 years ago. So back then, who knows what cannabinoids I produced with that grow? You know what I mean? There could have been THCQ or some shit we never even heard of. But for us smokers, us potheads, we weren't loving it. But I bet there was something medicinally in there we didn't even know about. So maybe it had CBD, but we all just wanted the heavy eye shit or to get the stone buzz. So that project was junk. Yeah. But a lot of times I talk about learn Mendel charts. learn about alleles and allele charts. And that's a good way to set up a breeding project. That'll show you like, this plant has this plant has, and it'll show you dominant and non-dominant and recessive traits, which you have to grow the plants to learn those. But it'll help you kind of set up the breeding by looking at the specs. You know, you're looking at the spec sheet that way. I tell people to learn every aspect you can of the plant. Learn the Mendel charts. Learn everything Gregor Mendel was teaching about breeding. Learn that. Learn about allele charts. Learn about the laws of inheritance. But then forget all that and breed with intuition. Look at two plants and go, that one and that one. Like, if you ever just seen two people, you had two friends, Bill and Barb, like they would hit it off, and you put them together, and Bill and Barb get married and have 25 kids and live happily ever after. That's kind of what I'm just a matchmaker with ganja plants, sort of a porn producer of ganja.
We had the Stanley Cup Finals here a few weeks ago, and Jordan Stahl was, if you guys are hockey fans, was one of the big players in that. And he's part of a big group of brothers who've all won cups, and they're all dominant. And I just go, hey, the genes. It's like the idea that like these brothers would come into like this group of like, out of the billions of us, there's like 1,000 of the top best at this. And it's like, it's so weird. The genetic predisposition is just something in their genetics gave them the mental acuity, the spatial recognition. It's the damnedest thing. So am I in the right area here? Mendel's experiments? Am I in the right kind of world?
Yeah, that's kind of, that shows I don't know where they're getting that. If one is going to be one green or both green, because you'd have, that's kind of the right idea. Yes. They're determining it.
Yeah, I know, like the Pundit square and everything, obviously I'm very familiar with. I'm not familiar with and as I Google it, wow, there's a lot of words. There's a lot of words and stuff all over here.
But it's like playing music. You can go to music. You can go to all of the fancy music schools and learn what a dotted 30-second note is, and you can learn all the clefs and the notes, everything you need to know. You can get perfect pitch, but if you don't just sit back and groove, the music's never going to sound right. And that's kind of how I talk about breeding. Like, learn all the shit, but then also I say grow from your heart and breed with love. As long as you're doing it with the right intuition and the right intentions, the shit will come out good. Yeah, I like that. I like that. You got your P's, and then you got so your dominant would be your capital P. That's why we got all the red flowers here. And then you got your lowercase dominant P over here to give you a white flower. That makes sense. That's perfect sense. Showing how dominant and recessive traits work.
So Mendel, if you guys are interested in this, it is crazy complicated as I'm going through. It's like,
once you read it, dude, it looks crazy, but once you read it, you go, oh, like once it clicks in your brain, it all makes so much good sense. And Gregor Mendel was a monk, and he was doing it with peas mostly. But yeah, you'll learn so much from that one you're right hovering over was great. Yeah, Gregor Mendel, he'll teach you a bunch of stuff about breeding, and then read Robert Connell Clark books and Greg Green books, and most of all, get a boy plant and a girl plant and let them fuck, dude. It's nature. They're going to make seeds, and they're going to make pretty good plants. Most of the genetics we have now, like, are they're no slouches. All the stuff available now is good shit. So most of what you breed is going to be successful. The goal is to create a goal, write down, like, this is what I want to make, and then make something. But if you just put some pollen on some plants, you're going to make some good seeds at this point.
Every meeting I have, whether it's Jug Dealers or Dude Grows or anything in between, I always use the references like, bro, consider me your Uber driver, right? Like, we need to type in to GPS where we're going. I'm not even gonna put the car in drive until we've established where are we trying to get to. That's going to dictate everything. I imagine that's an apt analogy for this, huh?
Right. Well, everyone always asks me, how do I pick a male plant? And I'm like, well, that's a heavy question for me. It's, what do you want? Do you want lemons? Do you want gas? Do you want skunk? Do you want limonene? Do you want lavender flavors? You got to find a male that's going to contribute that part, probably. And then what shape do you want? Do you want tall, skinny, lanky plants, short, squatty plants, long, branchy plants, bushy plants? Find a male that kind of has that trait. Like, find the male that works. It's going to be 50%. If you think about it, though, it's going to be 50% of one cross. I breed to my 5x5. I like to put 9 females in there. I'm going to breed to 9 different girls. So my one male is going to be responsible for at least 9 different crosses. So I want that one male to be bad motherfucker and be what I want. So, or do you want to make a bunch of chocolate? Do you want to make a bunch of skunk? Like, pick the right dude for. He's going to be at least 50% of your mix. so many times.
Mm.
And so make sure you pick a good dude.
So it's all just so fast. I grew up with my best friend growing up. Like as I watch my kid, as she's 7, my best friend I met when I was 3 years old. We were next door neighbors, and we're still best friends till this day. We talk all the time. When I go back to Iowa, I see him. And there's 3 brothers, and the oldest brother was a pheno of the mom. The middle brother was a pheno of the dad, and the youngest brother
Yes.
was a straight hybrid. And once I started growing, I looked at them and I go, look at this fucking expression right here. This is fascinating. So it's still 50-50. Even though the pheno of the mom looked like the mom, that doesn't mean that it's more than 50-50, right? It's still there
Right.
how it expresses.
Yes. Well, then with plants, we see more phenotypical expression based on environment. Like we talk about, you hear people say, make it cold, it'll get purple. If you don't make it cold, will it not get purple? If that's the thing, then that's a phenotypical expression based on the environment. That purple is triggered by the cold. So that's we don't see that. The phenotypical we see in people is like habits and like just behavior is what we get out of people. So you don't see it the same way.
Yeah, we don't
Or
we don't
maybe
have
we do, dude.
cultural.
Maybe we do.
Well, that's it. Well, see, one of the things Jaron, obviously New Mill, Jaron, his quote, is phenotype is genotype times environment, and he'll say that all the time. And then with the Dude Grow Show and JR Token, that Cherry Paloma cut of his, it's just you see that cut. I've seen it and it's the cut. It's the actual genetics, and I've seen it 50 times. And I cannot believe how different it was. It was the thing.
Right.
I was like, I have no choice but to. You hear that, and it's true. But I look at it, I go, dear God, I wouldn't even know half of this is Cherry Paloma. So if you're growing it under HPS at sea level versus LED mile high and all the other different genetic variables, just like I said, all the different people are important. It's not. There is no bad expression. You can grow however it's just different, and that might be good or bad depending on your taste, right? Jeff said he might cut out a little bit, so I'll say you had a little cut out there. We'll while we give it a second to pop back in, it's good. You mentioned the first question that I had about it. You just launched into a story about Lemon G. And that's a weird coincidence for me because right pulled up on my screen was my guest for next week, a woman that I'm very proud to have on. She is I asked her, are you did you create Lemon G? Were you the breeder? And she goes, well, I left the male plant in the grow room. And so she accidentally seeded these plants at the G13 and what I'll get the on it. So next Sunday, my guest is one of the originators of one of my favorite. I can't say my favorite, but I love that Lemon G. And Sarah's coming on next week to tell us the story of the Lemon G. A little foreshadowing for you guys. I was very stoked about that. I loved hanging out with P-Bud. I love Chem 4. It's one of my favorite strains. I talk with P-Bud and he's telling me the story about it. I love the Sage. Sage was the first ever dab I ever took. I meet Adam and he's got the Sage. And so I'm very honored to have a lot of the strains that I love to be able to actually talk with and get the true genetics from the people that did it. So tune in next week. I'm going to be excited. How you doing,
Dude,
there, Jeff?
Is my connection good? That Lemon G is phenomenal, dude. That's such a crazy plant. I've got a tent right now that I just pollinated. All of the plants are about chest high. That Lemon G is just towering above everything. Just like, hey, look at me, bro. I love the Lemon G.
And is it ugly? Is it ugly as a
I hate to say it. It's ugly. It's ugly, yeah.
Yeah.
I bred to it. I
That's
made
how
some
you
new
know.
stuff called Pile Driver. It's a Lemon G to the
Ooh.
blueberry. So these will be coming out
Hey.
fairly soon here. Try to get that. There we go. Pile Driver. Lemon G and blueberry.
Pile Driver.
Yeah, and I've also
Sick.
got some called Stairway to Lemon. It's a Lemon G and the cream. Shout out to Mike.
I love
Dude,
your
Mike came up
names,
with
buddy.
that one.
But you okayed it. You have there's something. Yeah, Ross and Jeff also. If you guys don't know, I'm a stand-up comedian, and Ross and Jeff also dabbles. There's just something about our brains. We hear things, and it just goes click, 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 click. So fast. And it happens instantly. It's a curse and a blessing. And so I hear you say stuff. I go,
Mark Norman syndrome.
that's hilarious. It's Mark Norman syndrome. Like literally,
So
I was at the restaurant. I was hot as hell today. We're at Chuck E. Cheese, and the rat mascot comes out and it's wearing like a thick sweater, and this little girl goes, why would he be wearing a sweater if it's so hot? And I just go, because he's so cool. And is that a good joke? No, but it was instantaneous.
it was, and says
You know?
this for the kids. You're a dad, it qualifies.
I started with the dad jokes, then became a dad. It's funny how that works, right? I always say, Jeff, I am the master of perfectly worded, unfunny jokes.
I need to see you on a stage, buddy. I want to see you at Comedy Works.
That is coming. Last week I had the guy who led me into all this, PJ Johnson, Papa Jr. Joseph Papa Johnson, and the universe always speaks to me in weird ways, and it's screaming. You know what I'm thinking about doing, and I'll include you in on this. This is a great. I'll throw it out to the community out there. I'm thinking about doing a thing. We have this network of cannabis content creators that are all over the world. You got Pigeons, up in Canada. You got the dude in Bubble Man over there. We got Pickett, people everywhere. I don't want to out certain. I was about to out some people for living some places and so the idea of like live podcasting is a thing, right? There's a lot of that out in the world, and as like the weirdness of the internet world keeps doing this, I think I'm going to start kind of this movement of taking people that we have in different satellite places, like Chad Westport, he's out there on the West Coast, like J.R. Token over there, wherever, and we go to these cities and we barnstorm them. We do live podcasting with a little bit of stand-up. We get the crew all together. It's like a mini Dude Grows Cup all over the country, and we just use these little satellites. And if you own or have access to any, a distillery, a brewery, any sort of venue that does comedy, strip club, whatever, if it's got a stage and a mic, we'll do live podcasting. I think it'd be great, and you'd be an asset on that. You're a fellow
I'll come host.
micer.
I'll come host it.
So I'm thinking about doing it. Like the right there. So Cortez is in Chicago. It's like he can help handle those logistics of everything, and so we leverage everyone we have out in the community. Goathead's got us, and so I was talking with Mr. Gannix the other day about it. He's like, that's a great idea, and I went, it is. And so I've been mulling it over for a couple of weeks, and I'm bullish on it.
My similar idea was when I retire was to buy a tour bus and build a podcast studio in the tour bus and just go follow fish and then go around everybody's grows and interview growers around the country in my podcast studio while traveling and seeing my favorite band. That was my retirement goal.
So let me give you the jumping off point. Like we start this, you're halfway there, and then you take it off because doing live podcasting is a thing.
To jump on with
all
us.
Over. Yeah, other niches do that. Like like a lot of other niches do live podcasting, and I was like, why are we doing that? And there's not a reason to not. So I'm throwing it out there. I'm saying my dreams in public. Hopefully it makes it. In chat, I saw a half dozen or a dozen people who were like, I know a thing. I have a place. So you might see us in your city soon. DM either of us. Let us know.
Montreal and Boston. We got to do it buddy. I can't do Canada.
Can't do Canada. Can't do Canada. We'll figure it out, and that's why it's a great. And I don't have a passport, so I can't go.
Those I just can't do Canada. So you saw that I dropped the pile driver, right? Just to follow up on the theme here, I've also got something we call power
bomb.
Just to stick with it, we got the sharpshooter. Or there's the
diamond. I see where this is going.
Yeah, plenty more coming.
One of my great moments, or great bad moments of my childhood was Bret Hart would come out and he would give someone his glasses, and it was the kid next to me. I was at my first WWF. Ooh. It was Undertaker and Macho Man. It was Jake the Snake, and then he comes out, the Hitman, and he walks up, and I felt that he's coming, he's putting it, and then it was the kid right next to me. I was like,
I would have hit that damn kid with a chair, dude. I would have hit him with a fucking chair.
Boom. I did put my little sister in a sharpshooter that night, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I did that to her also.
Yeah, it's a problem out there. Shout out to all the sisters dealing with the older brothers. We didn't know our strength. We're sorry.
You didn't even notice that I just said I put his sister in a sharpshooter, audience.
I always say for a guy who writes jokes, I often don't get jokes. I'm very literal. You are? Oh, I
Is that
didn't
funny?
even know.
I didn't notice that was funny. If any of the Irie Army is watching, push your button.
Push your button. Hell's yes. That was good advice.
Sebastian.
So yeah, it's a crazy thing, and that's while we're talking about all these like the genetic diversity and the phenotypic expression. That was one of my things about that pre-crime thing. It's like you don't know. They made it so preposterous, 0.3% THC,
Right.
that like there's not much variation that could not clear that. So they set the bar well. But it just drives me nuts. You don't know what a seed is. A seed is a gamble. It is literally a gamble. Like you just don't know.
Yeah, to be completely honest, we kind of do, but still, yeah,
Well,
that's
would
going
you
based on
you
what it
work
could
the
be is
line?
crazy.
And it's like how the lines worked, what F generation it is. There's so much going into a seed is not a seed. If you're not well versed in cannabis, you just think weed is weed, seed is seed. But then you get a little bit more into cannabis, you go, oh, weed isn't weed, it's all different. You get a little bit deeper and you go, a seed isn't a seed. It becomes a new. The deeper you go, the more there's the nuance.
Right. It's kind of up to the breeder. And the hemp industry, it happens, it's more prevalent because of all the testing. It's up to the breeder and his testing team to test all of that and make sure that those seeds are within compliance. So that's what the government expects is for us to be able to test every seed and make sure that those seeds are within compliance. But hardly any seeds are going to be under 0.03. That's a very low threshold. So that's going to mess up the entire hemp industry. They get to grow their stuff and grow it out and then find out if it tests. Like, what do they do now if they get a hot plant? That's going to make everything different.
It's one of the things. Strange Show Matt, we're hanging out here this over the 4th, and we're talking about it. He had gotten deleted at 400,000 subs. And it's very brutal, and he's restarting. Strange Show 2.0. Go give him a follow if you guys haven't realized that he's back. And what I was saying is like as bad as all this crap is, you got to say on all fronts, economically, socially, broadcast message wise, we are made of stone. Like we are like once the switch flips and we're able to actually, like, you can't write things off on your taxes. You can't. How many lead weights do our people have to carry just to put a their light bill in? And we do it because we love it. We all discuss behind the scenes. We all could be doing different things that pay better and are easier. We choose this path because we were born into it. But once it does flip, Jeff, once all this nonsense, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and these people want it, right? I don't want to run. Are you going to run MSOs? Maybe you would. You're a businessman. I'm not.
No.
So someone's got to do that. So I hope they just figure it out, take your goddamn billions, and let us inherit the niche market of just like, the elite. Yeah. We put our role, like I saw with Scotty, my thumbnail I put out today. It was like ridiculous. I put so many hours into a thumbnail, and Scott's like, you ever do that for us? I was like, bro, this is a passion project. This is like, I sat there for 10 hours just high, while my kids, is going to bed. And, so that's us with cannabis. Commercially, you're not going to do what Jeff has done. He loves it. He was born into this. So they kind of need us in a way. So I think they understand this. I think that they're muddying the waters. Hey, scrambling, have you heard? And so they'll muddy the waters. They'll get their way. And then once that mud settles, I really, I'm excited for when we can just exist. And once again, not to yak, I can hear chat from here, Jeff. Not this chat, but we'll say the comments. We get it. You will have seeds. This seed ban does not mean that you will not have seeds. What it means is that it takes a big step backwards in the adulting of it. It was nice to own a business, use a credit card, accept payments. That was nice.
I employ people.
Seeds.
I have employees. Like there are people that in November, if and when this seed ban goes into effect in November, there are people that I have to fire. Like, hey, you don't have the job anymore. Like, it's not my choice, but the thing that you do is illegal. So sorry, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Yes, it's crazy. It is literally everything about it is so backwards. Yeah, what? And then you go, so plantlets of tissue culture and clones are still totally fine. How you just go? How does a thing like that unfold? How do you let clones stay but seeds not? It just seems like
They
that's a move
snuck
where
it
you
in.
go, why?
Yeah, they snuck it in.
I mean, is it just a control? In my video, I posited that if you control the starting line, it sure as hell helps you control the finish line. So,
Right. Yep.
you know, now.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't want them to go camping, don't sell tents. I guess.
Oh, and we don't want them
I'm
to
in
go
gold rush
camping.
territory, so I use shovels and pickaxes a lot. Like, don't sell them
It's
pickaxes
the
and shovels if you don't want to mine in gold.
it's the move. It's what we always say in business meetings. Like, don't get caught up in the hype. There's hype in this world. In a gold rush, sell shovels. That's the
Don't get caught
you
speeding
know.
and get your feelings hurt.
So yeah, and if you
Can't
guys
make that shit up.
if you've been digging this conversation and you need anything else to do after this, once again, I put out this little video shamelessly. I was inquiring with some YouTube coach sort of situations. I was like, if you do a video that's doing well and a live in the same topic, will that hurt? And I was like, no, it'll probably help. So if you guys haven't seen it, head over there. It's the seed ban solution. It's it's good video. It's a popping off. It's a 1.2 outlier right now. And so if you haven't seen it, go over, give it a watch. I have I don't do a lot of hot takes on the stream because it's free flowing. I usually let the guests are more expert than myself. But on that, I let all my opinions fly. I do the jokes. I make fun of people. And then one of my things is like, what this leads us to is Monsanto, bud. That's where I really would be upset. It's like, if I'm wrong and this isn't just a cash grab, and they are just wanting, it's like, bro, man, we have to protect this. Don't do this to us, man. It's such medicine right now. We've kind of dialed it in.
Right. Yeah,
Like
finally.
people have figured out what works for them, and it's like healing. Shout out to JR Token. He does so much good work with this stuff. And yeah, man, I hate to see a step backwards. I'm a big fan of legalization, and I know you are too.
Bag, dude. Hey, like you said, we've got our medicine out in our rotation going on, got our growth. And now
And you're breaking up again, so they're coming at you. Bezos is coming at you.
Damn.
God damn it, Bezos. Take down the. That's crazy, bro. Yeah, I don't everything about it. I just look at it and I go, whenever nothing makes sense, that there's some on purpose happening out in the world. There's a lot of political arguments in this world where you go, none of that makes sense. Left, right, and center, everything that's been said is wrong, counterintuitive, and just backwards. And as we talk about this conversation, I don't see one part of it that makes sense other than there's a conspiracy for people to take over and line their pockets. And I hate to be that guy, but the writing's on the wall. You taking the fifth? You're like, fuck that. I ain't getting my website taken.
I feel like my audio's fucked up still. I hear you grumbling.
You're coming back, but
I hope they can hear you better than me.
Yes, they you were breaking up there for a little bit, but you are back solid. And so yeah, they this is we didn't have. Oh, you don't got audio on me? Oh crap! All right, well we'll kill this. We've gone 53 minutes, and we got there because where else are we gonna? What else could we mine from this topic? It's just like it's a bummer. I came here to Colorado for legalization day. I was still living in Iowa, and it was 2012, January 1st, 2012. I came into Colorado. I was one of the first 500 people in America to buy legal marijuana. I stood in the snow. My birthday's January 2nd. So this was my birthday present to me when I was 32. And I love that experience so much that I moved my whole family out of Iowa and here. And I love legalization. Call me a fanboy, but I love everything about it, Jeff. Left, right, and center. I hate dispensaries. I love dispensaries. Bud tenders annoy me more than anything. I love that there's people making a living selling nugs. You know, all this stuff is awesome. And God, I want to go backwards. So I get it. Seeds are still going to be around, and you're still going to have dank seeds, and you can breed your own seeds, and yada yada yada. But I want legal seeds, and I want my friends to have jobs and not have to lay off their employees. So don't know what else we can even mine from this. So it's a good time to just end it and say, you know, if you guys want to support, the best way to do it, the best way to support Rasta Jeff, and the best way to support yourself. In the video, I called, do not go on a panic buying spree. Do not use this as an excuse to panic buy a bunch of like bunk genetics from people you don't know. But I don't vouch for many people. I vouch for Rasta Jeff. This man has the passion. You can join his Discord. You're going to find a lot of testimonials. If you're not sure, you don't want to believe it, Rasta Jeff chill. The people have spoken, and Rasta Jeff is you are a real one in the back rooms of cannabis. You are a real one in the front ones of cannabis. And I salute you, Rasta Jeff. And I pray that there could be a last minute, someone with rationality could just like get a memo and they go, wait, what's happening? And because as the last hearing that they had about this thing, no one showed. People were supposed to come put forth arguments. No Senate, no members of any of the parties showed. It was just, it wasn't like they were against it. They didn't even show. So I get the sense they don't really care. Maybe there's a Hail Mary at the last second, and there's a great opportunity to say, you can affect change. Call your congressman, call your senate, do that, write letters, screw it, man. Say we want seeds, say this isn't cool. And I bet we can get our way. We gotta get loud. Unlike Rasta Jeff right now, we gotta get loud.
I don't know if I can even be heard. I can hear you at least. That's what matters.
Okay, good. Well, I love you, my friend. Thank you so much for coming in at such a late thing. And this was one of my favorite sort of podcasts where I think we weaved the basket of nonsense, actionable information, and a little bit of news all together in a way that, you know, not many can. So I look forward to seeing you in real life soon and doing the road. And you guys need to, once again, you need to help yourself by helping Rasta Jeff. You type in iRead Genetics into the Google Webs. You take iRead Direct. You type iRead Genetics into pretty much anything. You're going to find him, but not Instagram. So you're not going to find him there.
Not there.
I tried. Nope. I tried here today, and I type them in. I type my friends' names in. And I go, fuck. That's how I. Oh man, god damn it. So
my phone is banned. I can't even make an account.
So, god damn it. Well, so support Rasta Jeff. I don't know how you can support Chad Westport. Go give him a sub over on his YouTube channel. That's about the best we can do right now. But yeah, get yourself something nice. Pile driver sounds nice. What's the blueberry in the Lemon G blueberry? Is that the
that is a DJ Shorts blueberry from the mid 2000s. I found a really awesome female.
I had a feeling.
Girl. Yeah,
you're a man with the standards.
And then if we're talking about new stuff, how about this little girl called Sydney Sweeney? What? Nobody's heard about her yet. What? Sydney Sweeney.
You know what? I would drink her wash water, bro.
There you go, buddy. It's already working. You're already grinning over a strain name.
It's the comedian brain. I see it. It's all right there. Once again, perfectly worded, unfunny jokes.
She's got good genes.
Oh yeah, Vark Dog. She's the tits.
See, she's the tits. People already get. These are all the jokes that happen in the Discord server. It's great. People are already on board. Shout out to Vark Dog, bro. Skank hands.
Shout out. Hell yeah. All right, buddy. Well, yeah, go support Rasta Jeff. Get yourself something nice, and tell him Grambo sent you if you do.
Please do.
All right. Later, buddy. I'll see you soon.
We'll see you next time, bro.
All right. Hell yeah. All right, guys. Well, we did it. We got through it. It has been a craziness. It was technologically insanity right from the word go. And I'm always relieved whenever buttons don't work and clicks and wires and sound, whenever that stuff doesn't happen. You know, first of all, my paranoia gene goes off and I literally go, they have technology. Not for nothing. It's just technology breaks sometimes. But guys, thank you so much. This has been an awesome day. I got to hang out with my kiddo all day. I got to watch you guys enjoy my actual video. I've put out 11 videos. I've been doing this channel for 2.5 years, and I had only put out 2 videos. I do this live stream every single Sunday, but as everything's going, I just decided, let me take some of my, ideas on editing and comedy editing and purge some of that stuff. It keeps me, the dude from Dude Grow Show, he's like, oh, you've been putting out more videos. And I was like, it keeps me sane, Brett. Every video you see is me not being insane, doing something else. And he goes, good man. So if you guys like those videos, go over and check it out. It means a lot. I put a lot of effort. I don't care. In poker, we'd always play high level poker, and you can win and lose a lot of money. And I didn't lose much. I tended to win, and sometimes it'd be almost ridiculous how much you'd win. And we'd always have a saying: it's up and down. Money is just how we keep score. I don't give a shit about the actual money. It's just how I sit down with my friends and play the game. And that's me with YouTube. I don't monetize this channel. I don't make a nickel. If it does 1 million views, I don't get a nickel. What I get is the satisfaction of looking at the dislike ratio to like ratio and going, you guys liked it. I see the comments are very nice, and you guys like my stuff, and that is all that matters to me. It really, every time a video does good is because you all shared it, and that is not lost on me. And I'll say, shout out to Clone Beans. I see you sharing this stuff out there. Shout out to Angus. I see you sharing that stuff. And all you guys in chat, I love you guys. We're gonna get through this. We are in a can apocalypse. Could it get worse? Of course, it could always get worse. But could it get better? You're goddamn right it could get better. And I'm gonna be here for it. What am I gonna get more bald? Come on, get out of here. So I love you guys. Once again, Irie Genetics, type it in there, extract seller, menu/extract seller. You can get coupon code GRAMBO. We'll get you 10% off over there. And that is another thing that has a ticking clock. That's they're both right there. Extract seller and Irie Genetics. They're both on the same clock. You got till November, baby. So buy yourself something for Thanksgiving. Get in early, because as it approaches, people are going to start panic buying, and reserves are going to start running out. So be judicious with your decision making. Only buy things that you like. But if you find something you like and you can afford it, I encourage you to go do that. And hit that join button. If you guys want to we do a post show after this. We call them the GramBorg. You remember the Borg from Star Trek? It's essentially that. I didn't watch Star Trek, but it seemed clever to me. And God damn it, Tall Boy threw the 10 gift subs out there, and he comes back and he throws another 5 at the end of the show. So thank you to the new 15 members of the GramBorg. We do a post show after this. I talk to the camera. Sometimes it goes 20 minutes. Sometimes it goes 90 minutes. Sometimes I tell you about the girl I'm hooking up with. Sometimes I tell you about the woman who broke my heart. I tell you everything in between, good, bad, ugly. Sometimes I'm laughing. Sometimes I'm crying on Father's Day. I get a little too real. And where does put the poo emojis in chat? Because I told a story that probably shouldn't have. And turns out one of the weird, dark moments of my life ends up becoming my brand. I don't know if this will come through. I don't know if I have to close out the show with this. I'm glad I brought up put the poo emojis in chat. And if you don't feel like doing it right now, if you haven't already doing it, I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this, but
The poo
put the poo emojis in chat. This kid, I don't know where she heard. I was like, where did you hear that? Her mom must be listening to the show. It's a public show. I don't know what it is. My 7-year-old walked up and she goes, Daddy, I put the poo emojis in chat. I go, I was crying laughing. She was so happy. She got Dada to die laughing. So if you don't do it for me, do it for the Grambina. Put the poo emojis in chat and use that as an opportunity. If you want to join, where does the poo emojis come from? Well, I have a story. And not to toot my own horn, it was one of the best stories I've ever told. And it was so good that a gross story that made me feel bad became my channel's branding. Guys, you never know. the worst thing to ever happen to you could end up becoming the best thing to ever happen to you. And I hope you become a better grower. Listen to these channels, but I hope you become a better person. I really do. Life is hard, and you can do it. It's one of the great conspiracies of this world. They've convinced us that one person can't make a change. And I'm here to tell you that you can. And you guys matter. First example, right here, Sean Samilia, he wrote a letter. He put pen to paper and wrote a letter. And I don't know what he thought he was going to get out of that. None of us would ever see it. And not only did we see it, it had a real effect on me to where I told Scott was reading it. I go, Scott, it doesn't say, he's always fucking with me. And he's saying like nice things. I go, no, he didn't say that. He's not like helped by, and I read it and I go, wow. And I believe it now because I get to hang out with him over on Jug Dealers. He's a juggernaut. We do the gathering of the juggernauts over there. You can go to jugclub.letters. And so you guys, just like you can, I can affect you guys can affect me, and we can affect the world. So I encourage you, whether you use AI or you just Google, figure out who's in charge of these things in your state and just fire off some emails. It's a long shot, but I think we can do it. And chase your stupid fucking dreams. I saw that meme back in the day. I love that meme. Hey, look at me. Chase your stupid fucking dreams. It's awesome. So that's where it is. So thank you, Tall Boy, for the 15 new members. We're going to be doing this post show. We got a lot to talk about. So thank you to everyone in chat. Thank you to Ross and Jeff. And thank you to just the world. It's an equal part horrific and amazing. And I'm here for it. So I love it. I love you guys. My name's Josh Grambo. This is Grambo Grows. There's nothing but good vibes up in here. And before you leave, smoke that like button. Subscribe if you vibe, and you see that share button, roll this video up and pass it to a friend because sharing is caring. And thank you, Bike. I got my start in this game in 2015. Tim and Bike brought me on the John Doe radio and like a beaver building a dam. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing there. I just knew I love cannabis. I love entertaining people. And so 2015, I linked up with those guys, and it's crazy. And I see you. And I told Kyle earlier. I was like, yeah, Bike is. I never know if Bike's lurking or not. Sometimes he's lurking, sometimes he's not. But just know I appreciate you, my friend. That I have this picture of me at my first episode with you and Tim over at the Cultivated Synergy that we had our first thing. And yeah, I've been a cannabis grower forever. I've been doing cannabis media for 11 years now, and I'm looking forward to another 11 coming out. And yes, and once again, coupon code GRAMBO, menu, extra seller, GRAMBO. You'll figure it out. Get yourself something nice. I recommend some of the nicotine. Get it while it lasts. And some Scotty Stash available. You want some of Scotty Stash? Bro, it's the sick. Kyle's doing the Lord's work. And I haven't seen this man forever. It's just shenanigans. Right down the street. Kyle, Strange Joe Matt, Scotty Real, they're all hanging out 5 minutes from my house. And just, things have been coming up. And, whatever. Rather than get all pissed and fight it, I just say la vie. I will see you soon, my brother. And I speak to Kyle and Bike. And I hope to see both of you over at the Reserve. Lots more coming with that place. You haven't heard the DGC Cup. You haven't heard the last of the Reserve. Big shit's coming. So thank you guys. Love you. And see you for the post show. Later.
He's the man with the can with the punchline grin. Shred licks lit while the grow lights spin. From dude grows to Jug Dealers rides. He's mixing jokes, chords, and cultivation guides. And it's clean, green screen sight. And that theme song hits just right at night. Comedian, grower, and vibe technician. Grambo's the dope on a ganja mission. Cannabis vibe all around this place. With the riff that burns and a beat with bass. From the buds to the labs to the grow room glow. We salute Josh Grambo. Everybody knows, blaze it loud, pass it loud, let the good times roll. Tell a friend rolling up, that's how we grow. He's the man who does it all, shred a sage and scene. The ordained OG of the cannabis dream. Click play on the channel, hear Cannabis vibe. Theme song thumping like a session come alive. Shout out to the artist who composed that gold. GRAMBO brings warm feet when the grow room's cold. High def laughs keep the whole crew alive. Gives love to the ones who help his art thrive. And now he's ordained, yeah, the holy stoner. Tie the knot while he rips out sweet leaf in the coast. Blaze it loud, pass it loud, let the good times roll. Tell a friend, roll it up, that's how we grow. He's the man who does it all, shred a sage and scene. The ordained OG of the cannabis dream. Click play on the channel, hear Cannabis vibe. Theme song thumping like a session come alive. Shout out to the artist who composed that gold. GRAMBO brings warm feet when the grow room's cold. High def laughs keep the whole crew alive. Gives love to the ones who help his art thrive. And now he's ordained, yeah, the holy stoner. Tie the knot while he rips out sweet leaf in the corner. Do you take this straight to be your lifelong high? He'll bless your bud for your vows flow by.